Imagine a company that owns a piece of almost everything you touch. The phone in your pocket, the bank where you keep your money, the food in your fridge, and even the house you live in. This company manages $10 trillion. That's more than the GDP of Germany, Japan, and the United Kingdom combined. They don't have famous products. They don't make commercials. Most people don't even know they exist. This is BlackRock, the invisible empire that actually owns the world. Today, we're going inside the most powerful shadow in the global economy to understand how one man, Larry Fink, built a system that controls the fate of nations. It all started in 1988. Larry Fink was a Wall Street trader who had just lost $100 million in a single bad deal. He was humiliated, but he learned a lesson that changed history. He realized that humans are bad at predicting risk. We are emotional. We get scared. We make mistakes. So, he decided to build a god. He created a supercomputer called Aladdin. Aladdin isn't just a piece of software. It's an artificial intelligence that monitors every single market, every stock, and every political event on Earth, 24 hours a day. Today, Aladdin manages the risk for over $20 trillion of assets. It knows what's going to happen before the markets even react. Because of this machine, BlackRock became the ultimate hunter on Wall Street. When the financial crisis of 2008 hit, the world was burning. Banks were collapsing. Governments were panicking. But BlackRock was ready. They were the only ones who understood the chaos. The United States government didn't call the big banks for help. They called Larry Fink. BlackRock became the cleanup crew of the global economy. And in exchange, they gained a level of power that no private company should ever have. If you look at the top shareholders of Apple, BlackRock is there. Microsoft, BlackRock is there. Pfizer, Coca-Cola, Amazon, Exxon. They are everywhere. They don't own these companies in the traditional sense. They manage the shares for pensions, insurance companies, and billionaires. But here's the catch. When you control the shares, you control the votes. BlackRock has the power to decide who sits on the board of the world's largest corporations. They can force companies to change their policies on climate change, wages, or social issues. Larry Fink doesn't need to be president. He has something better. He has the keys to the engine of capitalism. But recently, BlackRock has moved into a new territory that is making people very angry. They started buying thousands of single-family homes. In some neighborhoods, they are outbidding regular families with all-cash offers, turning the dream of homeownership into a permanent rental market. They are turning the world into a subscription service where you own nothing, and they own everything. Critics call them a shadow government. Supporters call them the ultimate guardians of our retirement funds. But one thing is certain. BlackRock is the most powerful entity you've never heard of. They are the architects of the world you live in. They decide which companies survive and which ones die. So, the next time you buy a coffee or pay your rent, remember this. There is a machine in a room in New York, called Aladdin, that already knew you were going to do it, and a man named Larry Fink, who already profited from it. Are we living in a free market? Or are we living in a world owned by a single BlackRock? Subscribe to Global Titans now, because our next investigation will reveal how one man's obsession with a fruit company changed the way we communicate forever. Are you ready to see who's really in charge?